Hey, what's going on, guys? And today I'm going to talk about Battlefield 6. The early access dropped, 2 days ago now. I'm recording this on Saturday morning, but it did drop on Thursday, and I wanted to give my thoughts and opinions on it. I'm going to talk about the good, the bad, and everything in between. Okay, starting in on the movement. I feel like this was the biggest point of contention with this release. Everybody was talking about the movement, especially in the leaked gameplay. We saw Labs gameplay months before the actual multiplayer trailer even came out, so everyone saw the game. A lot of people even played a game, like myself. I played Labs. I got invited and I played it. Um, and I'll be honest, there's nothing to really talk about here. The movement is in a great spot. It's a little clunkier than something like Call of Duty, if that's what you're used to. But for a Battlefield game, it's absolutely spot on. It doesn't feel like you're too hindered by it, and it doesn't feel like you can be super overpowered with it. Um, I will say I don't necessarily like how much penalty there is for actually using the movement. There's some sliding mechanics, some slide jumps that you can do in this game. They're nowhere near as broken as Battlefield 5 and 2042. Those games had just crazy, I don't want to say unrealistic, but they were kind of really wacky and they didn't make a lot of sense how you could just slide and change directions while sliding. This game, you can kind of do that. Um, and it does feel pretty fun. I'll hopefully throw some clips on screen of me just slide jumping. I'm usually slide jumping around the map as just a form of movement to get around and to keep my fingers warm, just to do something on the keyboard when I'm traversing. Some of these maps are a little large, so you're trying to traverse to get to the action. Um, Slide jumping. It's in the game. It's actually pretty nice. Um, but it's not broken at all. It's fine. I mean, I can personally say that I enjoy faster paced games with lots of movement capabilities. I mean, I don't really keep it a secret that Titanfall 2 was my bread and butter for years. But I think this game's in a great spot. It features a solid slide jump and a dive option. And I actually use the dive quite a bit. And it's very simple and feels great. But yeah, I would like it. I would like it if they were decreased all those aim sway penalties from doing literally anything. If you jump, slide, anything, your aim just goes crazy. So I really just I hope they just decrease those a little bit or add some perks maybe to the assault tree or something to where you can maneuver like that. I think that you need to be able to. I think you need to be able to use options like that. The TTK is so fast that I think you need more movement capabilities in this game, but I don't think it's in a bad spot at all. And especially for what I've seen so far and played so far, this is awesome. I like where it's at, and they could touch nothing, and I would think that they did a great job. But if I had to pick something to complain about in here, I would say please just nerf some of those penalties for using movement. Hey, editor's note here. This is my first video on this channel. I hope you're enjoying it so far. If you like the content, please feel free to subscribe, drop a like, or leave a comment down below. It's the best way to support me on this journey, and I really appreciate it if you do. Okay, back to the video. Moving on to weapon design, I'd like to first mention the recoil. A lot of people talk about the weapons being too beamy or not having enough recoil, and I'm not really sure where this statement even stems from. It doesn't really align with my experience much. The guns have recoil, certainly, but with attachments, you can make guns have less recoil. Battlefield really always felt like this. I don't really know what they mean. There's definitely certain guns that are definitely beamy, um, like the Galil, what is it? I'm not 100% sure what it's called, but it's like the AMAX from Call of Duty. That gun with attachments it's like really, really low recoil. And I don't know why people complain about that. Battlefield games kind of always had a lot less recoil, and they focused a lot more on the accuracy side of things. I mean, hell, Battlefield 5 even featured low recoil. Well, not a ton of recoil, but they had literal random bullet deviation and random recoil. Like that, no one complained about that. Like, what? That's a horrible, horrible system. But and now they're complaining about the recoil being too beamy. Honestly, these are probably just some Call of Duty players or something. Um, and maybe it's a controller sentiment because controllers, the controller input notoriously gets a 25% flat decrease to recoil in these Battlefield games. I mean, it's no leak. That's just how it is. That's no lie. And some of the recoils actually have too much recoil. or some of the weapons have too much recoil, like the Mark 14 EBR, whatever it's called in this game, the DMR you get. Yeah, that thing's horrible, and the recoil needs to be lessened way down. It does like 33 damage a shot, and its effective range to the chest. What are we doing? 33 damage? Assault rifles do 33 damage a shot. Like, that's insane to me that this gun does 33 damage and it's a DMR. It's shooting 308 and or some sort of 762 by 54 or something. And it's like, what? What are we doing? That thing's only doing 33 damage and it has recoil that puts you up to the moon. Certain guns need to be more in line with others. The first assault rifle you get in the game, honestly, it's trash. Like the moment you turn level 5, you get that new assault rifle and you just use that and it's way better. Even the M4 is way better than the whatever gun you get. I think it's a SIG um, assault rifle, but yeah, that thing's pretty terrible. But other than that, there weren't a lot of complaints. Like seriously, they kind of nailed it. I like the gun choices that they chose, and there's no bullet deviation or anything like that. No stupid mechanics. Maybe just small patches to put things more in line, like bring down some meta choices. Um, and it's not so bad. Shotguns, yeah, they're overpowered, but they've been overpowered in every single Battlefield game ever. Um, they aren't as bad as Battlefield 5 or Battlefield 1, in my opinion. They're not as bad as those games, but they are kind of bad just because the assault can have a shotgun and a long range gun. But like I said, it's not that big of a deal in my opinion. You can't even whip the shotgun out that fast as an assault. Like I have multiple clips of me pulling out the shotgun and just not being able to kill anyone because it takes a while for you to even be able to pull the trigger. It's 2042. You could have an underbarrel shotgun, and that thing was way easier to use, way quicker to use. Um, and I felt it to be just as good. I don't know. Shotguns don't seem that insane to me when I'm using them. When other people use them, though, they seem to hit their bullet. Their spread is just perfect, and they kill me every time. So I don't understand. But shotguns are shotguns. They're impossible to balance. Remove them from FPS games, honestly, because there's no balancing them. If you make them realistic, they can one shot to like 35, 40 meters in real life. So honestly, what's the point? Honestly, what you got to do is you would have to make the TTK of everything really quick. You can get if you don't hit your one shotgun shot perfectly, I mean you die. So I won't say that shotguns have skill, but I will say that they're not like massively overpowered. Um, they're just a shotgun at the end of the day. If you want to balance them, remove them from the game. That's the only way to balance them. One big thing though is snipers. So snipers, like no surprise at all, are horribly overpowered in this game. The recon class is stupidly broken on every single map in this game. Well, most maps. And there's no flinch, none. No flinch on snipers. They will still completely take your head off if you're shooting them. So there's no point in shooting them. If you see a glint, don't shoot. Don't try and aim down sights. You're gonna die. Um, so that's not fun. And for some weird reason, and this is my honestly one of my biggest issues with this game, is the recon class. Their snipers have sweet spot mechanic, like they had in BF1. This is a horrible garbage mechanic. This mechanic makes it to where snipers can one shot to the chest at a given range, meaning you can kill players with one bullet to the chest from a given range like 40 to 70 meters. In between 40 and 70 meters, you can one shot. That makes zero sense. It's a stupid mechanic, and if you end up killing somebody to the chest, it's luck. I can confirm it is absolutely in the game. At first it was kind of like a rumor. It's 100% in the game. I have many times where I was killed and I've killed people. Just a bullet to the chest dealt 100 damage. What are we doing? It's stupid. The game doesn't even tell you that it's possible, nor does it tell you the sweet spot range. It feels like something that slipped through the cracks of an experimental build, and in my opinion, needs to be removed. It's low skill, high reward. Snipers are already egregiously overpowered on most of the maps in the game. They don't need to be one-shotting to the chest. It's no fun to get killed by, and it leaves you feeling cheated in the gunfight. Okay, wow. Wrapping that up, we'll go with the design of the game. So here I'm going to talk about the maps, the modes, animations, and audio. Starting off with the maps, these are simply damn good maps. These are great. Much better than anything that we've gotten recently. Everything in 2042. Like the worst map in Battlefield 6 that we've gotten so far is leagues better than the best map of Battlefield 2042. Like by far. These are great maps, and They feel great. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for the new maps we're gonna be getting. Either actually, we might have already got some. I haven't played the beta today. The open beta starts today, so we may have gotten more maps. I'm not sure, but I can't wait to play those like Brooklyn Bridge maps. You know, the more urban environments. Those are so fun. Those scream Battlefield to me more than anything we got in 2042. And I do like the setting as well. The having it be kind of like today's setting feels really nice. The 2042 is just honestly just like a little bit too much future. Like honestly, I don't think anyone really wants futuristic anything from a Battlefield game, and I'm glad they kind of took it back to their roots with this one. And there aren't a ton in the game so far as maps are concerned, but the ones that we have are fantastic. And I'm kind of glad they only gave us so many because it gives us more stuff to experience on October 10th when the game finally releases. But these are some of the best maps we've gotten in a long time, and surely better than any 3-lane map shit bucket that Call of Duty has ever produced in the past 8 years. All right. And yeah, the maps feel great. There's lots of destruction, lots of variability. There's tons of cover on a lot of the maps. Sometimes though, there is some questionable areas where snipers will just kill you every single time. Even if they suck, they're gonna kill you. They can shoot you in the toe and they'll kill you. Um, they can just keep body shotting you, and you're probably in the sweet spot too, so they'll just one shot you. So that I don't know about some of those areas, but I'm sure those will slowly get patched up over time. And honestly, you'll probably just learn the map a little bit better to get around those snipers. But gosh, it could be really tough sometimes, especially when you're trying to attack or defend. Like it doesn't even really matter. But defense is always the worst in this game. All right. Anyways, one thing about the modes. I do not agree with them splitting the player base among closed weapon systems and open weapon systems. I really hope they just stick to one. I personally like either of them. I don't really care. Closed weapon systems, cool. Weapon systems, cool. I think the argument you make for either can be used for the opposite. If you make the argument to closed weapon systems that, hey, they're just going to use the meta choice, it doesn't matter. They're going to use the meta choice regardless of any mode you possibly make, any weapon system you make. Some people are just going to use what works, and that's just how it is. You can't really make that argument here. It doesn't make a difference. Maybe if you want classic Battlefield feel, yeah, go ahead, put closed weapon systems in here. It's not a big deal at all, trust me. But please just pick one. So take a look at your data. No one's playing closed, by the way. No one. It takes noticeably longer to queue up for the closed conquest mode than the open conquest mode because they don't call it separately. It's either conquest or closed weapons conquest. People are going to click on conquest. It's what they know, it's what they're going to play. And I'm sure the data shows that. I can show that I wait minutes longer to get into a conquest match when I'm playing in the closed version. I don't recommend it. It's just you can very easily damage the lifetime of your game and the lifetime of your modes by introducing too many of them at once. So the player count will naturally drop as the hype of the game dies down, and that closed conquest mode is going to be completely dead. Spinning off of this, let's go talk about the animations and the audio. Yeah, animations are top tier. No complaints at all. They did a fantastic job. They always do. They look great. They look fantastic. It feels super good, super realistic. Coming from like, I used to play Fallout a lot, Fallout 4. Golly, man. Fallout 4 has one of the worst weapon designs I've ever seen, and then I just go play the Battlefield 6 beta, and it's just such a relief. It's such a relief to get to use weapons that were designed by people who know how weapons work. It's fantastic. Animations are top tier, and the audio is also top tier. The audio actually sounds fantastic in this game. It sounds really cool and really realistic. It's like surprisingly immersive. But I will say, audio isn't always about that. The game sounds awesome, but being able to distinguish important sound cues is, in my opinion, more important. And this is where they kind of drop the ball. Footsteps are horribly inconsistent on this map, or on this game, on all the maps I've noticed. There are certain areas where I just can't hear someone who is running right behind me, jumping around, running, sliding right behind me. I can't hear it. They could be at a slightly different elevation. That could be the problem. But audio has been driving me nuts. There's times where I just hear everything. And I'm like, whoa, I don't even know how I heard that. I heard somebody from far away, or I'm like, wow, I heard them very clearly. Other times, I'm just tone deaf. It's just nothing going on. I just hear explosions, gunshots, and no sort of footsteps behind me. And that can lead to just really low skill players killing me, and that's never fun. Um, I think having audio where you can hear footsteps very clearly is a lot more fair. Now, yes, it makes flanks and sneaking up harder, but it's just more skillful. I don't get surprised. I know that you're there, and so we can have an equal gunfight. Whoever has the, better aim, whoever has the best outplay wins, and that's a lot more fair. But, it's not horrible. However, I would like to see some adjustments in the sound cues. To wrap things up, I'll finish up with like graphically, the game looks awesome. I play on the lowest settings at 4K. But overall, I will say that the performance on my computer, I can't complain. It performs great. But again, this is a brand new game. If you have 10-year-old hardware, 5-year-old hardware even, it's not going to run as good. It's just how it is. You have to improve your parts over time. And if you don't, you're going to notice some lag, It's just how it is. So, no real complaints on my end though for performance. Even in playing at 4K, the game feels fine. So, even without any sort of upscaling whatsoever, nothing like that, just playing it straight up native 4K, it feels fine. But to summarize everything else, there were some odd visual bugs and some other things that I ran into, but I had some internet issues, honestly, and those could have been chalked up to that. But graphically, the game looks great. Gunplay, I mean, is overall doing great. I'd like some minor adjustments to recoil and to bring some guns in line with some obvious meta choices. Other than that, gunplay's great in my book. Movement's in a really good spot as well. Maybe increase the fluidity of it. There's some times where my attempts at sliding just straight up don't work. Again, could be a network issue. And also could be me getting used to the timing and movement. An improvement to the footstep volume will be nice. Maybe also decrease volume of explosions or gunshots or something. They are ear splitting, especially since you'll have to blast the audio in order to get some somewhat reliable cues. But in conclusion, we are back. I'm so excited to be able to play a shooter game again. I stopped playing FPS games months ago, like months and months ago. Call of Duty just ruined it for me. And it's such a relief that they've managed to pull their heads out of their asses for this one. They did a fantastic job. And honestly, they've earned my pre order. Um, don't let me influence your decision. Go play the open beta this weekend. Decide for yourself. It's the game's out, play it. Play it, enjoy it. It's free. You don't need any special code or anything. Just load the game up on Steam. It's called Battlefield 6 Open Beta and play it. The game is absolutely fantastic, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. It means the world to me if you made it through the whole video. You can find my socials in the description below, including my Twitch, where I'll hopefully be streaming soon. This is kind of a new thing for me, this whole YouTube thing. I've always wanted to do it since I was a little kid, and here I am, I'm 20, and I'm starting it now. I've been gaming at a really high level my whole life, and I'm just finally hitting the record button. If you like to just subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate it. It helps me, and hopefully I can provide some good content to you. But if you have any video ideas, if you'd like to see, feel free to drop something in the comments. I'm okay with everything. I can diversify, play some horror games, but I do mainly focus on FPS games in this channel, and I hope you have a good one. Thank you so much. Peace out.